Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. Tyrell Malacia is a Manchester United player official. I'm speaking like Jim White. Breaking news, slow sports news, crunchy not cornflakes. Tyrell Malacia is a Manchester United player from Feyenoord. He is Manchester United's official first signing spending money. Manchester United is pleased... I'll do a proper voice now. Manchester United is pleased to confirm that Tyrell Malacia has joined the club, signing a contract until June 2026 with the option for a further year. So 5-year deal potentially there. The Dutch defender made a number of appearances for Feyenoord, blah, blah, blah. But Malacia has said this: "It's an incredible feeling to have joined Manchester United. This is a new chapter for me, a new league with new teammates and a tremendous manager, Erik ten Hag, leading us. I know from playing against his teams in the Eredivisie the quality that he has and what he demands of his players. Whilst I know that I'm still young and will continue to develop, I can promise the United fans that I will leave everything on the pitch every time I pull on the red shirt." That'd be a start from last season, mate. "I'll always been thankful to Feyenoord for all they've given to me. None of this would be possible if it wasn't for them." And then John Murta Madness, don't know what we can call that. "I'm still dreaming. It's a first official signing," says Niall. Smash a like on the video. It's our first official signing of the summer on July, not June. Bloody, even I let it slip there. We'd love it to have been June. It's July the 5th. Our first signing. John Murta, who's been working 12-hour days, apparently, 6 in the morning till 10 at night. He's been working round the clock to get this done by July the 5th. John Murta says, "I'm absolutely knackered. The job's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I need a big rest. But apparently they want more than Malacia. What do they expect from me? I'm just one man." He hasn't really said that. John Murta has said, "Manchester United, Tyrell is an exciting, dynamic young footballer with excellent experience for his age, including 5 seasons the Eredivisie, a European final and full international honours for the Netherlands. We look forward to seeing him continue to develop under the guidance of Erik ten Hag and his coaching team in the years ahead. Everyone at Manchester United welcomes Tyrell to the club." So I don't know what the fee is. If anyone knows what that is, I don't know, but I'm not too sure about what that is at the moment. I think I will go hunting around for it. But Tyrell Malacia is Manchester United's first signing, and I suppose you've got to give a reaction to that, even though we've known this is going to happen for a while. I noticed Fabrizio Romano saying that this is a deal that Manchester United, well, almost hinting that United have done this deal quickly. I suppose in a sense we have done it quickly. It's the drag with everything else that has slowed things down with regards to obviously Frankie de Jong and the lack of signings. It was only a week ago that we actually heard that we were going to hijack this deal, and a week later he is officially a Manchester United player. 22 years of age, I believe. He has got a lot of experience in Eredivisie. He is a Dutch international as well, and he is very, very welcome to Manchester United. Didn't get the notification that you went live. I don't know why it's not sending out notifications. Bit weird with that. Yes, Tyrell Malacia is a Manchester United player. It is now official. And look, you know what? I don't mind this signing. I really think this sort of a signing should be happening probably in late May, early June. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a Dan James type of signing at the end of the day, isn't it? It's a cheap signing. It's a signing where you can't really knock it. It's an exciting young player. It's a position where we know we need to strengthen. And, I've got no issue with that. The contract, 15 million euros with 2 million add-on is what we're hearing from the BBC, which is Simon Stone. So 15 million euros, which is, let me just do some quick Google. 15 million euros in pounds is 13 million quid. So it's 13 million quid. It's, all in all, it'll be a 15 million pound deal, won't it? A Dan James, as we would call it. So there's no issue with that. It's a good deal for Manchester United, and it's just not. I saw somebody say it on Twitter. It's not Tyrell Malacia's fault that this is just not that exciting. But we shouldn't be that unfair, because there is absolutely no way that Tellez and Shaw are sufficient for Manchester United. So we've got a young lad who Ten Hag wants, who's got a lot of experience, who's a Dutch international, who can genuinely push Luke Shaw. I think it's a good signing, and it could be a great signing, but we shouldn't put too much pressure on it, because you get what you pay for in football. And actually, this could be as I said yesterday, this is the sort of signing that Brentford could make and no one would batter an eyelid. Oh, Brentford have bought a Feyenoord left back, and it was going to Lyon. So there was no Liverpool, there was no Man City, there was no Inter Milan, there was no Real Madrid. This is a signing that Ten Hag wants, and I fully agree with the club going and getting him the players that he wants. But let's not pretend that there was major clubs interested, not even an Arsenal or a Spurs. So we've bought Ten Hag what he wants. He's got to make sure that these players deliver because they are what he wants. And I would hope that in the next season we see a lot of him. I mean, you would say group stages of the Europa League, Carabao Cup, he should be starting these games. Luke Shaw should not be. Luke Shaw's got a, somewhat questionable injury record. We need to be distributing the games better. So this is where Solskjaer failed for me. He never rotated his players, whether it was Maguire and Lindelof at centre-back or Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka at right-back. He very rarely changed them, even in lesser games, if you can call them that. So we want to see Malacia getting a lot of game time, and we want to see him developing and adjusting to the Premier League, and I think that's what season 1 is all about. It's a long contract. Will he still be here in 2026? Nobody knows that, but what we want to see is proper development, and this is what we want to see under Erik Ten Hag as well. So I welcome him to the club, and I think it's a decent signing because it's mainly a decent signing because it's what Erik Ten Hag wants. And for 13 million quid, it's just not a lot of money for Manchester United, and it potentially solves a problem where if we want to bring Denzel Dumfries in at right back, that's going to cost you double what Malacia's got. So it's a good value deal, and I think Erik Ten Hag deserves all the credit for this because it's not a player United would have gone for if Solskjaer was still in charge. So Erik Ten Hag deserves the credit for the signing. Let's see if he deserves the credit for it turning into a really good signing. Who is next and when, Mark? Your thoughts, says Paul. Well, I would imagine Christian Eriksen will be announced officially tomorrow or on Thursday. And hopefully Lisandro Martinez will gather pace before we go on tour on Friday. I mean, we're flying out on Thursday night for the Thailand. We've got a flight on Thursday night. We will be on the tour, the United Stand, providing you coverage. But I think United are flying on Friday. So I think that with regards to that, I would imagine it will be Eriksen next, and then hopefully Lisandro Martinez. I don't get the feeling that Frenkie de Jong is going to be a player that Manchester United announced before Friday. I really don't think that will happen. Are you going to gift some subs today because it's an official announcement? It's Excalibur. I might. Tell you what, if we get 5,000 likes on the video, I'll gift 10 subscriber memberships. Yes. Eriksen's got to have his medical yet, says David. Yes, that's why I'm probably Thursday for Eriksen, I would imagine. So there we go. The United Stand are flying out to Australia and to Thailand, James. I won't be going because I do everything back here, as we know. You can't really do watch-alongs from Thailand in the air and stuff like that. So, no, somebody will be covering that here. Any word on Ronaldo, says Chris? Nothing at the moment. Ronaldo is potentially a player that could be going on the tour. I'm more excited for the Malacia deal than the De Jong deal, says Reddy. I remember that summer when Van Gaal was in charge and we bought loads of players. Was that the summer when we got Schweinsteiger, Schneiderlin? I get them mixed up, but we bought loads of players and it was hard to get excited about who was going to be the best player. I remember when we bought Daley Blind and I actually felt like he could be our best signing, and when you look back on it, he may well have been the best signing out of all of those. Just because we buy Frenkie de Jong doesn't mean that he'll be a better player for us than Malacia. The plan is for that, but you just don't know. Martinez is ours, says Zane Miassi. Stop trying to nick our players. You did it with Sanchez and Van Persie, says Zane. Well, look, the battle for Martinez is wide open. Of course it is. We can't get too arrogant about that. Hugo Ekitike for 30 million. Would you buy him, says Dej. We were linked to him. He's the lad in France, isn't he? Who does he play for in France? It's not Rennes. Oh, I forget the name. But yeah, we were linked to him. We did have talks with him, so I wouldn't rule it out. Nathan says, that was good, Mark, on Twitter with that guy you called a prat. You sure sat him down. You replied to when you asked for wages. Oh, yeah, so somebody on Twitter said that when Romano mentioned the Eriksen deal, I replied and said, do you know what the wages are and the signing on fee? And somebody replied about, you don't understand what a free transfer is, do you? So I basically said, yeah, I do understand what a free transfer is. You still have to pay the player wages and you normally pay the player a signing on fee, which is exactly what Pogba will be getting at Juventus. I don't know what this guy thought, but I think he thought when you get someone on a free transfer, you pay them nothing, which is amazing. I mean, look, with all due respect, there might be people in the chat thinking that. You know, when you get someone on a free transfer, they're not free. You just don't pay a transfer fee to the club. You still pay them wages, and you still normally pay them a signing on fee as well. So, yeah, that might be some breaking news there. Harry Scott, welcome to the... Thank you very much for the super chat. Seeing a few reports that Ronaldo is wanted by Barcelona, says Tony. I don't know about that. I'm just trying to bring you some of the latest around Tyrell Malacia. He is officially as a Manchester United player now. This was meant to be being announced yesterday evening around sort of 5:30. For whatever reason, it got put back. So 2 o'clock announcement for Manchester United. You just never know. You never know when they're going to do it. And they've announced it today. So Manchester United announcing Tyrell Malacia as their new player officially today. Manchester United have done it. And look, I think one of the things I did want to talk about, and I think this is one of the things you do need to talk about when you're talking about new announcements, is that what's their role going to be and how are they going to fit in? Can you give us your best Australian accent, says Gus? I wouldn't give a Castlemaine 4X for anything else. Scooby-Doo, that's Scottish. I wouldn't give a Castlemaine 4X for anything. Give me a tinny from the Barbie and a shrimp as well. I sound like I'm from Northern Ireland now. Hey, that's not Australian. No, I can't do Australian, as we know. Gus, any news about our young talent being loaned out to Ajax? You touched on it a while ago, says Nazib. It was a theory, Nazib. It was a pure theory. I don't know whether we will line anybody out. But if we go to this diagram, I've taken Ronaldo out because he's gone missing. So there are only 10 players there. We're adapting the high line that we know we will play under Erik ten Hag. And I suspect that that's probably the team that he's going to pick, really. But if you take Luke Shaw out and you put Tyrell Malacia in there, let me just reset that so it will have him all tied in with someone else. Hopefully this signing also brings out the best in Shaw. We need competition in all places, says Aram. Stephen is a member for 2 months. I genuinely believe proper coaching under Ten Hag that some players will definitely improve. I'm going to come back to that, Stephen, because people just don't understand where I'm coming from when I'm critical of people like Rashford and others. So I want to talk about that in a minute or so, but I just want to get through this. Any news on the Tellez Bay swap for Torres, says Des. No, not heard anything about that, Des. I've got no idea what that's all about. So you put Malacia into that team and it just doesn't look right, does it? You know it's going to be Luke Shaw. Imperial says, can you please put Malacia in there? Well, I've put him in there, but we know it's going to be Luke Shaw. The challenge for Malacia is to end up in the team in that position. But it will be Luke Shaw. But what I would say is that Luke Shaw could get injured. Luke Shaw could have a season like last season. Malacia, I'd be very doubtful if Malacia starts the first game for Manchester United. But getting himself on the tour is a great idea. He's on the plane on Friday. He's there to impress. He's another ally for Ten Hag. And we need to break up that dressing room. There is an English clique in that dressing room. Whether you like it or not, there is. We don't need to name names, but there are. And there's friends of that clique in that dressing room. And it needs to be broken up. And the best way to break it up is to break up the team. So, look, I'm a big fan of Luke Shaw, but I would love to see Malacia actually breaking into the team and pushing him. I think the only left-back that's genuinely pushed Luke Shaw over the last few years is Brandon Williams. And he's not really a left-back, he's right-footed. So a genuine left-footed left-back with genuine qualities and potential is what we hope to receive and witness with Malacia. So I'm hoping that that's what we're going to see. I suspect that Luke Shaw will start the season, but as I said, if he picks up an injury or he plays badly or Malacia plays in a game, I mean, I don't know when the Carabao Cup is. The problem is I don't think you play any Europa League games or Carabao Cup games till September, by which time you've probably played 5 or 6 Premier League games. So it's going to be difficult for him, and I don't think people have thought this through. The way the season works, there's no international break, so it's not like there's 3 games and an international break. I think there might be 5 or 6 games before we play in the Europa League or the Carabao Cup. So Malacia may not get his first start till September, but when he gets that start, he's got to grab it and show that he's a viable option. He may well start the season. I mean, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. I would love to think that that team I had there is not the starting lineup for Manchester United. I mean, obviously Malacia could pop in there But I hope it's not Varane, Maguire, Dalot, Shaw, Fred, Rashford, Sancho, Bruno. I don't want to see that. I want to see change. I don't want the only new starter to be Frankie de Jong if we get him. So Malacia's job is a long-term job. He could well take Luke Shaw's place from the start, but I don't think that's what we're buying. I think he's going to be a bench player, but I think he's got to push Luke Shaw, and ideally, in a year's time, he could be the first choice left back. Remember, Luke Shaw's got a year left on his deal as well. Are we going to give him a new deal? So there's a real opportunity. There's an opportunity at right back. There's an opportunity at centre back. There's an opportunity on the right wing. There's an opportunity at left back. Malacia just so happens to be the first signing. He's going into a position where there's an opportunity. It's not dead rubber, is it? There are positions in that United team where you'd go, they really are just going to spend all their time sat on the bench. But there are so many opportunities in that United team. I'm so confused. We still have no CDM, but nobody seems to be talking about it much. Love Mark, says Hugh Anderson. 100% it's being spoken about all the time. Everybody wants one, but it is very quiet about one. I'd love us to go for Tielemans, but I keep hearing that Arsenal are pushing for Tielemans, and maybe we can jump in and nick him like we can nick Lisandro Martinez. What about playing with a false nine? Ajax went to the Champions League semi-final using it, and City have been successful. We don't know, Geraldo. We don't know what we're going to do in relation to how we're going to line up under Ten Hag. So we'll have to wait and see. Mahamadou, thank you very much. Welcome to the members club. But look, are you happy with Malacia at Manchester United? I want to get some of your comments. SD says Shaw is a great player, so I think Malacia will be on the bench. 17 Dragons says Shaw is terrible. Don't you think that right back is more important, says Sporty? You know what? I actually do. But having said that, it's marginal. I don't really think that Tellez is good enough. I don't think Brandon Williams is good enough. I think Luke Shaw is probably our best fullback, but Malacia is. We definitely need backups. So much of the way Ajax played was down the flanks, down their fullbacks. So I think right back's very important. I think Luke Shaw's a better fullback than Dalot and Wan-Bissaka. So yeah, Luke Shaw's going to get the competition as our best fullback, but I actually think you need it at right back as well. And I know for a fact that Ten Hag wants a right back. It's just, there might be some money available in August. We may well, the transfer window doesn't close till August the 31st. We may well go and do a deal then. There is no update on on João Felix. But I do agree with you on that. I'd think Ten Hag would like to see a right back coming in. Only happy if Tellez goes. If he stays and Malacia doesn't even get on the bench, then waste of time, says Joe. Oh yeah, good point. Tellez needs to be moved on. 100%. You can't, Tellez and Brandon Williams need to be moved on. How many left backs are we going to get to compete with Shaw, says SK United? Well, I think the aim is to have a fullback that can not only compete with Shaw but take his spot as well. Will Ronaldo stay, and if he leaves, do we need to sign a striker, says Lewandowski. Usually I'd be really happy from this news, but due to the whole Ronaldo frenzy, I just can't keep my eye off it, says Tune. Yeah, I'll just touch on this very quickly because we'll probably talk about it more on the 8 o'clock show. We've also got Adam live at 4 o'clock who's got some updates as well. No updates on Anthony at the moment, Michelle. The Ronaldo thing, however you dress it up, it's not good for Manchester United. It's not good for Manchester United fans, whether you're arguing or not. It's not good. It's really bad for the club. They've got a new kit coming out. They're going on a very lucrative tour. And the big pull... And look, in no way am I overstating or over-egging the pudding here. Cristiano Ronaldo has more Instagram followers and Twitter followers than most of the Premier League clubs combined. He is an absolute monster of a brand. And who loves brands more than Manchester United? So Man United are not in a good position here with Ronaldo. They've got a new kit coming out that they know. It's not, somebody said to me this morning, well, if Ronaldo goes, De Jong will sell a lot of shirts. And I laughed. And they said, why are you laughing? I said, because De Jong will sell some shirts, but the fan base aren't particularly happy with the club anyway. And a lot of fans don't really want to put money into the club at the moment for their own reasons. But if you've got Ronaldo, it's not just United fans who buy Ronaldo shirts. Ronaldo is a brand of his own. people will buy a Juventus shirt or a Real Madrid shirt or a Manchester United shirt, depending on where Ronaldo is that season. And they'll buy the home and the away shirt. The money that United make off Ronaldo is massive. And right now, they may be losing that. So if you want to take any consolation from this, Ronaldo will be causing United a lot of headaches. It'll be causing Ten Hag headaches on the pitch, but it'll be also causing massive headaches in the boardroom, because this uncertainty is massive uncertainty for United. And what's one thing you don't want in a financial market? You do not want uncertainty. They want spreadsheets and Excel graphs and everything that are going constantly up. And United, look, whether Ronaldo is your hero for doing this because he's speaking in a way that you agree with, that the club's not ambitious, great. Whether you're against Ronaldo, it's still causing the Glazers a headache. So there is a positive in that. Hi Mark, what's your percentage of confidence in getting De Jong this summer? Says Mohit. I still agree. I still stay at 90%, mate. Hi Mark, when I look at our current players, we are decent on paper, at least top 4. What do you think our main problem is? Why we not perform? Says Said. I just don't think the players. I don't think we've got a midfield, mate. I know it's a boring answer, but it's funny actually. I saw Miguel Delaney, this journalist, today, and he'd obviously spent a lot of time working this out, and I love it when people go and do stats that are irrelevant, because he basically took the time to say that United in the season before Ronaldo came in scored 20 more goals. And then he did it with Juventus as well. The season before Ronaldo was there, they scored a few more goals. And basically the whole point of that is to say that Ronaldo's the problem. But I'm like, you're actually taking goal totals over 2 seasons and blaming it on one player. I mean, it's just, that is appalling understanding of football. Like, if I was to be asked why United finished so badly last season, the last excuse I would use is Ronaldo. Like, we didn't buy a midfielder. We bought a good centre-back, we bought a good winger, and we bought a very good striker, but we were a polo, a mint with a hole. Like, we had nothing in the midfield. Also, a lot of players got found out playing in front of a crowd. Also, Solskjaer was tactically inept. Also, Ranić had no authority. Like, United's season last year was just the perfect storm of diarrhea, basically. And I know that's a horrible thing to think of, but it was flying everywhere. It was not because we bought Ronaldo. And I think football's just not for you if you think it was because of Ronaldo. Or what games were you watching if you think it was because of Ronaldo? Players down tools. We didn't buy midfielders. There was so many reasons why it went wrong last year. Do you think that Rashford really believes that they can win a trophy? I think we should buy more starters, says And the club posting videos of Ten Hag talking to players, sharing his knowledge, clearly showing they're expecting just to improve a lot of the cracks, says James. I'm yet to be shown anything else from Manchester United. I mean, I think you can read United quite well. We know they're very basic in the way that they promote things, winning team pictures. It's all about circus. It's all a big circus. It's all a big brand. But you're right. They're absolutely going to town with training videos. Like, look at Ten Hag and the way he's put the cones out. Look at the way he's telling him to pass the ball. What's the bigger meaning to that message? We've got a great coach. Hands down, we've got a great coach. But they are also trying to, and I was told this at the weekend as well, when I was told about the Glazers would like to sell Ronaldo. I was also told that, look, Manchester United, Ten Hag is really, the message they're trying to put there out is that he's almost the Jesus of football. Like, because he's going to turn water into wine. Now, I don't want to go down the religious route because I know not everyone believes in all that. But what I'm saying is that they're trying to push this message out that Ten Hag is a miracle worker. That he's going to take these bad players last year and he's going to turn them into good players. But they said the same thing about Solskjaer for 3 years. So, look, I think Ten Hag's a great coach. I think Pep Guardiola's a better coach. I think Jurgen Klopp's a better coach. But I don't think any of them can work miracles with this squad. I think it's going to take a lot more than that. Which is why, when I said this morning, I wasn't happy about these quotes coming out from United via Rashford. It's not Rashford. It's Maguire. It's Bruno. It's McTominay. It's basically most of the team last year. It's all PR. I don't want to read a Bruno Fernandes tweet or Instagram or a Harry Maguire poster about, I don't want to read anything about great to be back, hungry for the new season, because all I've got stuck in my tooth, like an annoying bit of lettuce, is you're down tools and played shit last year. Now, people will keep saying to me, why do you keep throwing Bruno into that equation? Because I think if we're going to genuinely move forward, we've got to be honest and truthful with the facts. And the honest and truthful facts are that Bruno Fernandes, when he got that new contract, was dreadful. Bruno's one of my favourite players, but he was dreadful. And I think I don't want to be the fan who has Player FC anymore. I don't want to be that. I want to be fair and honest in the criticism. I don't really think McTominay's that good. But Bruno was as bad at times at the end of last season. I'm not a huge fan of Maguire, but I like Rashford. But he was dreadful last season as well. Like, we can't have favourites because that's how division starts. I think we've got to be really honest and open. And at the moment, all I want to see from United players is work. I want you to do your talking on the pitch. I can't... Somebody said today, and I respect them on Twitter, but they said, look, everybody gets a second chance now. And I replied and said, no, they don't, because this is Manchester United. I'm not handing out a second chance because it's a new season. They can earn the trust they lost last year, and they do that by performing for 10, 15 games in a row, which I don't think they're capable of doing. So there it is. And I think it's the gauntlet that many United fans are putting down. Don't care what you say publicly. Don't care about your interviews. Crack on with your brand work. Crack on with your PR work. We all know it's part of your job at United anyway, and it's not necessarily your fault. But if you want genuine backing and you want a genuine second chance, really not interested in your interviews or what you look like in the new kit, go out and perform for 10, 15 games in a row and be what a top player should be. Because that's what Man City players do. That's what Liverpool players do. That's what Manchester United fans should expect from a Manchester United player. So look, if you start the season well and you beat Brighton and Brentford and you're playing great football, let's see what you do against Liverpool in the third game, because that's a big test. So for me, every player, from Bruno to McTominay, from Rashford to Maguire, every one of those players, if they genuinely want a second chance and to be trusted, then go and play 10, 15 games in a row. It's not a lot to ask for players who are on 200 grand a week. It's not a lot to ask for people who wear this great shirt. Go out and perform for 10 or 15 games in a row, and then we'll talk about whether you're getting your second chance. Because I tell you for free, I don't think many of those lads can go out and play for 10 or 15 games in a row well. So that's your challenge. Your challenge isn't to come back on the opening day of pre-season and put out positive quotes about brand new starts and this, that and the other. Your challenge is to go out and play well in a Manchester United shirt. And not just in pre-season, but in genuine games. And the great thing and the exciting thing is that we've got to play Liverpool in our third game. So even if we start off well, let's see what we can do in that. Hi Mark, when I look at our current players, we're decent on paper, at least top four. Oh no, we've done that one. DIY Motors says, United saw Ronaldo departure coming. That's why the kit launch was pushed back. Garner to step up as DM. What happens to share price with Ronaldo leaving? Does that push a sale? Says DIY. I don't know. I mean, Man United's share price is pretty low anyway. Can you call Leon O'Sullivan a prat? Says Keelan. I was going to gift somebody just said Sam tweeted. I don't know who Sam is. Is that Luckhurst? Let's have a look. I was going to gift out 10 memberships if we got 5,000 likes on the video. Being as it's a new signing, we always like to get a lot of likes on the video. I'm just having a look here. No one's giving me any info in the chat. Oh, Sam tweets. Oh, Sam C. I know who Sam C is. He bloody works for me. Well, it doesn't work for me, but he does a little bit on the Twitter and stuff. He's verbal agreement in place with Manchester United and Lisandro Martinez. That's from Fraser Fletcher, who has been seen on the BBC and other platforms. I mean, look, fair play to Fraser. I'm going to be, in the spirit of being honest and open, I don't know who he is in relation to transfer news. So, yeah, it's difficult for me to say if there's any truth in that. But yeah, it's. I thought it was Luckhurst. It's not. I wouldn't be getting too excited about Lisandro Martinez yet. Although what I would say is, I would say that we are obviously going to sign Lisandro Martinez, or Arsenal are going to sign him. But I think we will. Yeah, don't believe anything about that Lisandro Martinez thing at the moment. It's very early days to be saying that we've agreed a deal, because those sort of things could go wrong. But Tyrell Malacia is Manchester United's first official signing. If I'd said to you back in middle of May, when Erik ten Hag was doing all that work, that Manchester United's first signing of the summer would be Tyrell Malacia for £13 million on July the 5th, you'd have called me a big fat liar. You'd have said you're a liar. Imagine if I'd said, I'm in the know, United's first signing is going to be on the 5th of July and it's going to be Tyrell Malacia. You'd have all gone on holiday and come back with Chelsea tops. You would not have believed me. But that is officially the facts. Can we sell Maguire? Says Slow? Man, you know what? I don't have any information on this, but I'm pretty confident it would be true. When Erik ten Hag sat down to sign his contract and had discussions about his contract, I think there were certain players that Manchester United said have to be part of the future, can't be sold. Now, I know that's a horrible thing to say and it's a horrible thing to think, but tell me I'm wrong. I guarantee you, United said to Ten Hag, look, if you're taking the job, do you agree with this? Because it's very important to us. People like Harry Maguire, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, Scott McTominay can't be sold. They've got to be part of the future. And I think we will see the evidence of that over the coming years. They're not going anywhere. Hi, Mark. I'm curious why Twitter was going up. So something going on. Look, I'm not happy we got signed. Paul, I'm not going to comment on it because it was taken out of context anyway, and nothing was actually said that they said I said. Only person that could buy the club is a Musk. Glazers want $9.5 billion for it, says Paul Woody. Well, yeah, considering how much Chelsea got for their club, yeah, I don't think there's any prospect of Manchester United being bought. I wish they could. It's funny. I was doing some hoovering this morning, thinking about Manchester United, and I thought, you know what? I don't think it's in any doubt anyway, but I'm 100% Glazers out. I have always been. But sometimes it's good to remind yourself, I'm 100% Glazers out. I would love those people to not be running this football club. Like, occasionally they'll do things that are okay, but they are 100% not right for Manchester United. And, that's not breaking news. It's slow sports news, but yeah, I mean, this club is not going to move forward without that and without the Glazers going. And I still think some people around the club, whether it's fans or ex-players or what, still don't really understand what Manchester United is anymore. We are a cash cow to the Glazers. We are a brand. They see these Ronaldo things and they get on the high horse saying, if he doesn't want to be here, let him go. Get rid of him. And like, Ronaldo is very selfish. Of course he's very selfish, but he's leaving because the club's crap. Like, however you want to dress it up, whether you think it's because of the lack of signings, whether you think it's because we're not in the Champions League, he's leaving because we're crap. If we were Manchester United, he wouldn't leave. And yet you've still got some people who think, wow, if he doesn't want to fight, let him go. What did he do last year? How many years do you want him to fight for then? At 37, when his career's running out? Like, he's leaving because we are crap. And some people are still sat there going, well, get out of our club. Get out of our club. If you don't want to fight, get out of our club. While sitting in the clutches of the Glazers. Like, I'm just like, he's leaving the club because, well, he wants to leave the club because we're crap. We're crap because we're owned by the Glazers, and yet there's still fans and pundits going, get out of our club. If you don't want to stay and fight, get out. And he's probably going, well, I don't recognise your club anymore. It's not the club I was part of, and it's not going to be the club I was part of with them in charge. So, bye-bye. I'm doing what's best for me, yes, but your club is a mess because of those people in charge. So, instead of shouting at me because I want to go and play at the highest level, maybe question why you're not playing at the highest level, because these people have been in charge for coming up for 20 years and you're going to get worse. But, we'll see. I might be completely wrong. We might win the treble next year. I don't know how we'd manage that because we're not in the Champions League. But we might win the league next year. We might win the league. Anyway, lots of things are breaking at the moment, so I don't want to spend too much time on a Tyrell Malacia confirmed video talking about lots of other stuff. We're back at 4 o'clock. 8 o'clock as well. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe, bottom right hand corner. If we get one more push for likes, we might hit 5,000 likes and then I'll gift these memberships that I'll probably gift anyway. But please do subscribe to the channel as well, bottom right hand corner. We're getting really close to 370,000. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. We react to all the greatest news, the latest news. But Tyrell Malacia, my prediction, I always do this with a new signing. What's going to happen with Tyrell Malacia? So, Success, failure, or mediocre. I think Tyrell Malacia will end up being somewhere between average and a success. I can't find out. When I say average, I mean a player that does okay. When I say success, I mean a player that does brilliant. I think he's got the potential to be both. I think he's got the potential to be a long-term squad player. I think he's got the potential to be a long-term first-team player. And at the moment, that's a great place to be. As a 22-year-old, £13 million signing, I think for a £13 million, you'd say probably going to be a squad player. But I think he's got the potential to be something really, really good. So we'll wait and see. Right, I'm going to give these subs. Hang about. You might get a free membership here. Membership. There we go. 10 are coming out. If you want to join, you can do it yourself, but you will be a member. 10 of you are going to be a member in a very short period of time. Get ready. Go. We'll do this every time there's a new signing as well. It's a good idea. Man United made Malacia create a Twitter account. It's like you can't join us without a Twitter account, says Rahul. There we go. Okay, well, we should hit 5,000 likes anyway now. We're back at 4 o'clock because Adam was going to do the 2 o'clock show, so we had to move it. So we're back at 4 o'clock. He's going to be talking about Lissandro Martinez, Ronaldo, and a lot more. 8 o'clock for me. I'm going to be on FIFA in about half an hour as well. Take care, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Smile on your face. We've got the first signing of 10 coming in now. We're going to spend about 400 million. No, we're not. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Take care.